the man. Over 20,000 people at the venue. The man himself, Mahendra Singh Dhoni.
How it is very interesting, you start the game with a flip of a coin. You don't know which way it will fall.
4 runs to win. 11 balls remaining. What a moment this is. History in the making. India have never won a World Cup in the last 28 years.
Absolutely magnificent. Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd.
And a lot of times people say, oh, you are very lucky.
Or if you are a known personality, then everybody has an opinion about you. You have to realize a lot of people, they comment for the sake of having fun. They also don't mean it, but it's fun for them. But when you are going through a lean patch, cricket mein ho ya life mein ho, everything starts to hurt. So anyways, you have so much pressure on yourself. You want to avoid any undue pressure. You stop believing in yourself. So others, your teammates are believing in you. But the first person that loses faith is you yourself.
You can get very emotional about the fact that, oh, we had a tough time, this has not been working, that has not been working, or you become very practical about what is not working. That's when I felt all of us as individuals, we have to look inwards. There will be point of time, where they will face similar situation, and that's where instead of pointing fingers, you start looking inwards and saying, what I could have done different, what I could have improved. And that way the team keeps on moving forward, and it's a very good habit to have.
I think what's important is to understand yourself. I am as each and every individual is. We all feel the frustration, we all feel the irritation when things are not going our way. But what is important is, does frustration lead to anything that is good for the team? What at that point of time, what I am thinking is what needs to be done. I would say that, I feel equally frustrated. I also feel angry at times. I feel disappointed. But what is important is none of these are constructive. What needs to be done right now is more important than any of these emotions. So when I get into the thinking of what needs to be done, abhi mujhe kya karna hai, what is the next thing that I can plan, who is the individual I can use, and once I get into it, I'm controlling my emotions in a much better way. So I would say I'm like everyone else. It's just that I control my emotions slightly better than some of the other individuals.
If you are able to control your mind, you can actually do a lot of things better in life.
The thing is, we all have a set of problems. We all face different kind of problems. For some, it may be different. From others, it may be different. But I feel problems are the real essence of life. Imagine if you have a life where everything is so smooth that once you get up in the morning, you don't really have anything to look up to. Because everything is so smooth. There are different things that's problem for you. Yeah. It's just that problems are important part of life. Because if they don't keep testing us, we won't really improve.
Cricket is the core. You take care of cricket, everything else will take care of itself.
So it was a new thing for me, frankly. Coming from Jharkhand, it was Bihar initially. I never thought I'll play for the country.
For me, it all started with fun. And one of the most crucial things throughout was being honest to myself. I never thought that I'll play for the country. Coming from Ranchi, which was part of Bihar at that point of time, it was not like when you're playing and you look up and you're like, no, I want to play for the Indian cricket team. So it all started as if I wanted to have fun. I wanted to play for my school team. Then I started playing for the school team. What is next? The next became the under 16 district team. So from the district, it becomes the state. From state, it becomes zone. Finally, 99, 2000 was the big year where Bihar was hosting the under 19 India level tournament where all the states come and they compete, and we were able to reach the finals of that tournament. And because of the performance in the tournament, I got a chance to play for the Ranji Trophy team. So that proper professional cricket started from 2000. Again, going back to how it all matured for me was, I got lucky. I passed out from school. I got a job with the railways. Now, coming from a middle class background, one of the things your parents are always worried about is your future. And, sports never had I would say, it never had a great future at that point of time. A lot of parents would be worried, acha cricket khel raha, I don't know future mein kya hoga. But the moment I got my job with the railways, my parents were quite relaxed as to, whatever he does from now on, he has something to fall back to. If he's not successful in life, he'll fall back to, with work when it comes to the railways, and he'll have a future, whatever that future may be. So I feel all these small things which fall into places which may or may not be in your control also contribute a lot. But the most important ingredient, yes, hard work is there, dedication is there, passion is there, but I felt being honest is one of the most important things. To start off being honest to yourself. Unless you are honest to yourself, you can't be honest to others. And what it also does, it helps you in accepting what the shortcomings are. You may not be a great player, may not be a great human being, but if you're willing to accept the shortcomings, you can always look to improve. You can go to people, you can ask for help, and there'll be people to guide you out, whether it's your seniors, whether it's your parents, close friends, whoever those may be. And I always felt all these things really helped me keep moving ahead in life, throughout being honest towards the goal. What is the goal? The goal is not to, for me, it was never to score so many runs for India. For me, it was always, how we'll be able to win a game. Whether you are the captain or you're not the captain. What you want is, how much you have contributed for the team to win.
There's so many people who have such important part to play in your life. Throughout your life, you keep meeting new people, and it's always a learning experience. Always, if you are open-minded, if you keep your ears open, you always learn something, from people who are around you, and it helps you become a better person.
Well said.
December, I made my debut. So I was like, I'll just keep it as a role and a responsibility. I will never think about myself as a captain. I don't want to change myself in the dressing room. Yes, I have that responsibility of picking the 11. On the field, I have to guide the fielders, take the bowling changes seriously, and I just kept it to that. Outside the field, I never showed to anyone or told anyone, that as if I am the captain of the side, you need to do this, you need to do that, because when they are seniors in the side, you have to earn their respect. That's one of the most important thing. If you are a leader, if you are a boss, you want to have the respect of the people you are leading or representing. So for me, that was my biggest challenge.
But overall, I always felt country was the biggest motivation for me. It was never about scoring runs or taking wickets. It was more about the team should do well and we should win the games. And that always helped because it kept things very simple. Once you start getting into the groove of I want to score runs, I want to take wickets, I want to do this, we play a team sport. So for us, it's always about, all of us moving together. And, what is something that you can do, but maybe some of the others can't do. To realize all of that and then to move forward, taking that added responsibility, that's what makes you, slightly special.
But a lot of times in cricket, you don't have the luxury of time. The only thing is everything needs to happen very quickly. So you need to take I would say, a good decision at that point of time, because best decisions generally baad mein aate hain,
So ultimately, you have to keep adapting yourself. So how quick are you when it comes to that adaptation thing is something that also defines, how successful you will be in the future. So if I have to sum it up, yes, dedication, hard work, passion, all of it is there, but you have to be honest to the core. If you're not honest, then a lot of times you may complicate things. So I always thought, being honest was one of the key factors that really helped me be where I am right now.
Success teaches you to be humble in life.
I don't see it as success or failure. I call it learning. And the best time to learn is, when you're successful, because failure at times, pushes you to learn. But success often, that thing is right in front where you want to celebrate and brush it under the carpet. But the important thing is to learn when the mood is high. You're in a good mood. Everybody's in a good mood. It's much more easier to address at that point of time. So I call it learning. You learn when you have lost a game. You will learn when you have won a game. And you don't have to commit a mistake to learn. If my opposition team commits a mistake, I learn from them also, so that in similar scenario, we don't repeat the same mistake. So I feel, learning is throughout in life, and
You just have to be open-minded about it, and you keep addressing it. There'll come a time, where you become better at accepting challenges, and at the same time, whatever is thrown to you, you are equipped to deal with it. So learnings is the most important thing. It's not success or failure.
Whatever you do, the process you are following, the byproduct is the result. So if you need to revisit, you revisit the process. Result, it's more like a learning. It tells you what went wrong, so you take the learnings out of it. You don't carry that excess baggage on your head. Oh, I lost, this happened, that happened. No, it's all irrelevant. You lost, you accept that loss, and the only way to move forward is to take the learnings out of it.
So what is important is not to get carried away, and at the same time, hard work has no substitute. You have to work hard, you have to compete, you have to give your best, and sacrifice a lot. If you really want to be a excellent cricketer, you have to make a lot of sacrifices, and after that also nothing really is guaranteed. So what is important is to have that open mind of saying, I'll put in my 100%, I'll accept the result. If that's not what I was expecting, I'll put in another few hard yards and try to improve first.
Right from the start, I was not into that people should remember me as a good cricketer. I always said, I want to be remembered as a good human being. And if you want to be a good human being, it's a process till you die.